We who work in television make but a fleeting acquaintance with most of those who work around us. Reporters, photographers, anchors, producers, even news directors come and go, moving up or just moving on. To stay in one place as long as Nolan Johannes has is nothing short of remarkable in our business. Nolan has been at WNEP since 1982, and so, we have calculated, he's done about 6,600 newscasts. 6,600 times he's come into our living rooms to tell us the news of the day. Good or bad, it was Nolan who brought it to us, delivering it in a style that made the impossibly tragic events of our time somewhat easier to understand, the good ones to shine with a comfortable warmth. But more on Nolan and WNEP later. I must digress. Stories like this, for proper seasoning, need to mix in a little of the early years. Not quite back to Nolan's hometown of Wausau, Wisconsin, but the 50s at Luther College in Decorah, Iowa. Nolan was there.
This is going to be a regular.
We'll go on to his time at WKBW in Buffalo, New York. Lots of water under the bridge since he started there as a newscaster and announcer in 1964. In those days in television, you did a lot of different things, and so did Nolan. Election coverage, interviews, features, even the Dialing for Dollars movie. If it happened on air at WKBW, Nolan likely did it at one time or another.
Proud to serve.
Nolan finally settled, and I think that's the right word, when he came to WNEP in 1982 and became a news anchor. Anchors work best when they have somebody else out there with them, someone to share the telling of the bad stuff, someone to play off with the fun stuff. There's been a few in Nolan's time. Karen Hart, who carefully shelved her rowdy newsroom humor to present the day's news with Nolan. How long ago was that? Well, take a look at this show open and guess for yourself. Most recently, Marisa Burke gave up her snowmobile suit and her famed morning reports from along snowy interstates to take up the co-anchor chair alongside Nolan. Marisa is still here, of course, so I won't tell you how many years ago that was. Think of your life since 1982 and how many major events there have been in those 14 years. It's likely Nolan was here to tell you about it when you turned the dial to 16 at 6 or 11. The kind of news mattered not. That Nolan said it was so, made it so. And that is not a quality he has ever taken lightly. We'd be remiss if we didn't tell you that Nolan Johannes gave freely of his time to help worthwhile causes in our area.
Yes.
He had a hand in a lot of them and thought if his presence helped even a little, he was glad to be there. How do you say so long to a personal friend, a man who's always been a gentleman, who always had a kind word? Not easily, of course. I've known Nolan for most of his years here, and though he won't be leaving entirely, he won't be here, in this chair, nor coming into the newsroom every afternoon or offering me some sage bit of wisdom on a perplexing problem I have. I will miss that, my friend, and I do wish you well.
And that is Newswatch 16 for now. Oh my. And now, of course, it's going to be a lot more easier for me to say these words. I didn't think it would be easy, but I have a lot of support around me here tonight. It's time for a thank you and a goodbye. As I said at 6 tonight, it is difficult to express how I and my wife Marion feel tonight. We're happy about what is ahead of us for ourselves and for our family, but we are also very moved by what our family and friends and co-workers have expressed to us tonight and over these past several weeks. Thank you. To you, the most faithful viewers of any TV news station around, we will never forget the messages, the retirement cards, the balloons, and the flowers and the letters from so many of you. Again, thank you. No news anchor in this business could ever hope to be able to work with such a fine family of news professionals as we have here at Newswatch 16. And so to all of them, I say thank you for the hard work and the dedication of getting out our news all day and all night, and for making our jobs here at the desk as easy as it has been. And as always, to you, our viewers, Thank you for being with us. I'll be joining you at 6 each night to follow Frank and Marisa, and at 11 for Susan and for John. So for the entire Newswatch 16 team, good night. Good man. Good luck. Joe, thank you. Thanks, Debbie. Thank you.